Something that I like to add in the warm-up for my clients is a portion of core. This portion will go and cover through our potentiation phase. So the core is a concept that is a little overlooked usually at the gym by people that obviously don't know what it is. So I'm gonna run you through it just to give you an idea. The core is usually thought to be just the abs. Developing a six-pack will give you stability, but that's not actually how it works. The core is composed of way more muscle than you think. The muscles of the core can go through your internal and external obliques that cover here, where your abs are, or your diaphragm that helps you breathe and be stable, especially when we're bracing. Another muscle that we can think about is the latissimus dorsi that we work when we're talking about back muscles. Beside that, we also have the erector spinae that will work for us when we brace our core, or the multifidus that is down here, still deep in our back. Another muscle that is maybe a little bit more popular is the iliopsoas, so that muscle that connects our leg to our pelvis and works once we do this type of exercises, so bending and extending our leg, especially when we're doing it against gravity laying down. So the core works as a stabilizer for our lumbo, pelvic, and hip area. And that works for most of the exercises that you'll ever do at the gym. So the main concept that I want to go through with you is that the core muscles do not act like prime movers, so like the bicep that literally bends your arm. But they act like stabilizers, so they transfer the energy from your upper to lower extremity or vice versa. An example would be when you're squatting. When you're squatting, you have to have a stable core in order to maintain your torso in a stable and upright position, especially when you have a weight on your shoulders. As they're acting as stabilizers, they are gonna allow you to do some certain movements while preventing your body from doing others. So that when you are moving a part of your body like your left side, your right side can be stable. As there are a lot of different muscle forming the core, it's better to use some integrated exercise in order to activate them at best of our ability. So the exercises that we want to do would have to include rotational and/or diagonal patterns. In order to do so, an easy example would be a lift and chop. So just stand on one leg, get the ball across your body, and make it go through. All of this without rotating the torso, and just keep it an upright position. We can do the same thing on the other side, or we could make it easier and do what I like to call a standing sunflower. So still standing on one leg, getting the ball on top of your body and get it across to the other side. Once it's up, step down, change leg, and get across again. This will help our stabilization and will also help us focus on the stabilization of the hip itself, which is usually followed by the action of the gluteus, but those are different stabilizers. They do not work actively with the core. On top of that, we want to prioritize reps over volume because we don't want to overdo the muscles before our workout. We just want to activate them in order for them to work better through our other exercises. So do not get too tired and make sure to activate the muscle at the best of your abilities. So as we're talking about including some rotational and diagonal patterns to our movement, we want to think about adding them as a contralateral motion. With contralateral, we mean walking on opposite sides of our body. So for example, we could add dead bugs, where we're going to get down with the opposite arm and leg, come back up, and repeat this motion through the exercise. Or we could do it on the opposite way, so get on all fours and alternate the movement in what we call a bird dog. This will not only help us with stabilization, but it will also aid with our overall coordination during our exercises, activating more neurons. While doing those exercises, don't be scared to experiment. Just try some new variation, feel your body, and make sure that you're activating as many muscles as possible. An example would be working with gravity. So from the ground, we could grab a ball, lift our leg,
and reach across. This way, maintaining a stable position, rotating across. We're gonna go through all the rules that I explained before.
Remember that for stabilization, 3 key points are important to work as well, which are our ankle, our knee, and our hip. Make sure you're working on those before doing any of your major lifts. Last bit of advice, I would prefer for everybody to do their core workout at the beginning of the workout in order to warm up those muscles and not work when they are already fatigued at the end of your main workout.